My name is David Hertzel. I'm the author of Ancestors, Who We Are and Where We Come From, a book published by Rowman and Littlefield and being re-released June of 2021 in paperback. The question I was asking with this book is, what is the meaning of ancestry? We know that ancestry is extremely important, as one of my interviewees said. It's profound, it's deep, it's expansive, perhaps eternal. To some people it's eternal. But why is it so important? There are a lot of different ways for a person to construct identity and past and so on. Why is genealogy, why is ancestry so important? And what does ancestry actually mean? Who does ancestry include? There's a wide range of possible answers. I contacted Native American tribal organizations. I contacted temples, churches, genealogical societies, universities, to try to get a wide range of opinions, not of expert witnesses, not as people who were necessarily objective, but as people who had lived for long enough to have a sense of self-confidence, for people who I could refer to as elders of one community or another. Some of them elders of intellectual communities, others of them members or elders of family communities or tribal communities. And I interviewed these people as descendants, not as experts to discuss somebody else's practice or the function of a practice or something, but how ancestors were alive in their own practice, in their own lives. What I got was really a wonderful collection of people who were interesting, profound, smart, opinionated, sometimes expansive in their thinking, sometimes more narrow in their thinking, describing who their ancestors were and what is their relationship to their ancestors. These are the two questions that I asked. The first one, who are your ancestors? I asked of all of the interviewees, and the answers were wide-ranging. Not many of them suggested that their ancestors were limited to genealogy. They went beyond that to describe a different kind of universe from that. My second question was, what is your relationship to your ancestors? To this I received some really wonderful stories, interesting observations, personal experiences. And one of the things that I came away with from these interviews was that these people were not only aware of their sense of descendancy from ancestors, they were also very aware of the fact that they were themselves becoming ancestors, and that there's a responsibility that comes with becoming an ancestor. All of them, except one, agreed that all people are ancestors and all people are becoming ancestors. And even the one who didn't agree to that exactly, who didn't say that, also said all people are cultural ancestors, and so all people do carry some responsibility as ancestors, whether or not they have biological descendants. So the book is really about these interviewees and their stories, their personal observations of their ancestors, with their ancestors, and as ancestors.